Hello and welcome to another Delboy video, and I'm continuing my gaming series where I've asked my friends to select a game for me to play. It could be a game I've never seen, it could be a game I've played and fondly love, it could be a game that's so bloody difficult that they just want me to suffer. And most of the time I truly believe that that's what they want me to do. So this is an extra gaming video, because although I asked my friends to suggest a game, many times comments are left in those gaming videos from other people that are also my friends, that say, oh, if you ever get the time, can you play this game? And I usually wait until all of the gaming rounds are finished and we're approaching round 6. So at the end of round 5, we're going to play a couple of these comments. And one of them is from a guy called Ross, I believe. And he suggested a game on the Vic20, which I'm always glad to play. But then my jaw dropped. Because although he fondly remembers this game, I remember it, but not fondly. What's the game? Well, it's Wacky Racers on the unexpanded Vic20. So we're talking about a game written and coded within a very, very tight memory restraint. The unexpanded Vic20 in basic has only got 3.5K of RAM. So in machine code, there's slightly more, but not much. So this one is a game that I bought, I played it a lot when I had my Vic20. Do I fondly remember it? No, not at all. And what is Wacky Waiters? Well, really, all it is a little guy that's got to go across platforms and elevators to pick up the empty tray from a guy, and then you've got to cart it all the way back to the other side of the screen to a tray placement. That's it, and then you repeat that for I think 5 waiting customers, and that's the end of the first level. I will be lucky to get across the screen, pick up the tray, and get it across the other side of the screen. I haven't played this in 42 years. So really I am doing this just so that he can fondly remember it. So let's go to the game capture screen and you can see it there. So I'm going to start off in the bottom left. There's going to be a guy on the right on any one of those platforms. And I've then got to cart it across to the left-hand side to a particular colour tray platform. It says press any key, so let's go. I don't think there's much sound in this. There we go. Oh. Oh, bollocks. That's it. So, start again. It's a bit like Frogger, really. Oh, got it. Ah, oh, and the time is ticking down on that tip. Got it. Oh, bollocks. And again. Be careful. Ah, oh, Jesus. This is honestly the frustration in this game. Bloody waiters. Oh. Right, get across. Oh. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, another go. Oh, and again. Oh, and again. Oh, and again. It really is a difficult game. Fired. Bloody hell. Ah. I'll keep having a go. Oh. Yes. Oh, freaking hell. Okay. Fired. Bloody hell. All right. There we go. I haven't done one crossing yet. So annoying when that happens. Oh, one little misstep. Oh. Oh. There's just a few little steps that you can make on each platform, look. Like that. Oh, God. All right, I'm having one more go. Oh. Can I get across? Ah, that's it. I ain't playing that no more. Let's go to the other camera. To be quite honest, it's an impressive game for a very small amount of memory to play it. You've got some nice little animation in the character. The elevators move up and down quite smoothly. You've got some little elements in there about getting across and getting back. There's a guy that's basically watching to make sure that you're not taking too much time, who can then say you're fired. You've got a number of lives to do it all in, and a time that ticks down, which is your tip. But to be quite honest, it's so frustrating, so sensitive that, to be quite honest, unless you were back in time playing it on a system that's got very little in regards to graphics and sound and all that sort of stuff, and there was very little games around for the system when I played this game, that if it was the only game that I had to play, I was getting immense enjoyment out of it. If I had 50 games to play, it would be at the back of the pile for me to play. It really is that simple, but I do remember it. I do remember playing huge amounts of time on it, and really enjoying my time with it when I was about 10 years old. But me, in my age now, I'm well past this type of game. So I'm just going to pause because I'm going to go to another game that somebody else has asked me to play. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. I'm just going to load it up now. Okay, and we're back and we're about to play the next game in the list, and this one comes from MuckMan. He asked me to play this game because he remembers it fondly. It's a game that I'm very familiar with, but not on this particular system, because we're moving now to the ZX Spectrum. And when this game came out, I was heavily into the Commodore 64. And oh my God, I played this game on the Commodore 64 to death. Loved it. And I loved playing it in the arcade as well. So what game are we going to be talking about? Well, we're going to be talking about Commando, only it's on the Spectrum. So I'm going to move to my capture screen. You can see it there. Look, it's done by a company called Elite. Commando was actually programmed for the arcades by Capcom, and you control a little army guy who needs to traverse through this enemy infested area and go through quite a few of these areas. In the arcade, I think it was 8. In the Spectrum version, I think there were 4. There was definitely, I think, more than the Commodore 64 version that only had 3 at the time. And the Commodore 64 one had a fantastic tune that was done by Rob Hubbard. I believe I've loaded up the Spectrum 128K version. So it will have sound and it will have that Rob Hubbard tune. But it will be the Spectrum's own sound chip at that time, which wasn't bad, but it's really no comparison in regards to the Commodore SID chip, which had a real thumping tune. So I'll hit return. There we go. And I need to press J and choose the Kempston joystick. And then S to start, I believe. There we go. There's my guy. Like I say, I've never played the Spectrum one. First time playing this. And, the amount of time I had fun with the Commodore version of this. Not doing it, I don't think, too badly. But then again, I could do this on the Commodore 64. It was always the end, which was a pain in the arse. But there are things that you can do with the Commodore 64 if you know the limitations of the machine to make that particular game easier, which isn't going to work here. Oh, bloody hell. So I've got to kill all those soldiers that are coming out of that door. And on the Commodore 64 version, you could use a manipulation where there were too many characters on the screen with the bullets and everything else that you could make it flicker so much that you could actually just stand in the corner and just shoot them as they came out the door. But that isn't going to work here. Oh. Yeah, this is hard. Somehow I've got to turn around and fire as best as possible and avoid their shots. But just like the arcade, this is going to be difficult. Oh, bloody hell. I might have to do this several times. Oh, got it. So I broke the first area. Fat chance of me getting through this next one. Oh, it's got the same vehicles. Oh, bollocks. Oh, I got past that. You can use grenades, but I rarely used them, even in the arcade. But you can see I'm not really playing. I should be destroying these in the trenches and... Oh, bollocks. Okay, so... At least I got that far. We'll have one more go. Press S. There we go. What can I say about the Spectrum one? I've never been a fan of monochrome graphics. I mean, it's very detailed. It's fast. A lot going on the screen at once with very little slowdown from what I can see. It's pretty accurate to the arcade game. It's just incredibly sparse because it's monochrome, you know. I mean, there's no markings on the floor. It's pure yellow. It's almost like you're fighting in the desert or something, than any jungle or anything. So, you know, from that point of view, I'm not a big fan. Oh, bloody hell. But it's enjoyable. Harder. Definitely harder than the Commodore version. More of a challenge. But, you know, it's really, I harken back really to the version that I played, you know, which was the Commodore version. And this, although good. Oh, I did it. There we are. So I got through it again. I wonder if I can get to the end of this level. I got quite far last time. So yeah, I mean, you can see the detail in the trenches and in the army soldiers. You know, the bridge there. But as soon as you get into a blank area, it's like, well, what am I, in a desert? That's supposed to be water. You know, there's no water effect or, you know, anything that's sort of, oh, here we are, this is the end of this level. They come out of these bloody things on the left and right. Still, it's doing incredibly well again. Oh, got through that. Bloody hell. I'm impressed. Area 3. All of this is unknown territory, though, for me, so... But, so, I mean, look at the brickwork and everything. I mean, you got to turn around and say, wow, that's detailed. But like I say, Commodore version had far more colour and depth, you know, in the graphical area, and the sound was, like, exceptional. This one is not too bad. But remember, we're also operating in twice the memory of the Commodore 64 version at 128K. So, you know. And repeating that bridge an awful lot. I will say that as well. This is like the beginning of the second level with that bike and that truck. Oh, bloody hell. Ah, then I got run over. See, if I stopped, you wouldn't know if I was moving or not. Oh, look, I won't move. Till I move and there's something on the screen. You can't tell. Oh, and this is the end of this level, is it? Oh, bollocks. Get rid of you, bastard. Army soldier bastards. Ah, oh, shit. One man left. Can I do it? Let's get rid of these implants people. There's a lot on the screen now, and there is a little bit of slowdown. Ah, died. Okay, put my name in again. There we go. And then end. and we'll just wrap up. And go to the camera. There we go. So that was the Spectrum version of Commando, an arcade game that I loved us in the arcade. It was absolutely fantastic. Loved the Commodore 64 version. And I've just played a very competent version of the game on the Spectrum. Very enjoyable. It's got, I think, a ramped up difficulty compared to the version that I played on the Commodore 64 version. But does ramping up the hardness make it a better game? Not really. If there wasn't on the screen, could I tell that I was actually moving forward? No. There was always something, even a mark in the ground or ripples of sand or something, that you could just know that you were moving. You know, the screen was scrolling down, and on this one, no. I didn't get a sense of moving forward unless something was on the screen, which, thank God, most of the time there was. But there were times in there where there wasn't. So did I enjoy that? Absolutely. Would I have been happy with that if that was the only machine I had? Absolutely. It's a good game. It's deserved of its high rating that it got in the magazines. Like I said, I'd have been very happy if I had the Spectrum. And I hope that's made MuckMan happy. I found that very enjoyable. A total contrast to Wacky Waiters, where I remember playing it, loved it as a kid, but as I've gotten older, no, absolutely not. But I hope that's made both of my friends very happy. I was totally happy to actually do this video, really enjoyable. And it's onward to round 6, and who knows what my friends have actually asked me to play. Is it going to be a fun game, or do they want to make me suffer? We will see. Thanks very much for watching, and salute. Bye-bye.